specifically how much you pay for prescriptions at the pharmacy. Experts say the trade war could also drive up the cost of medical supplies, intensify drug shortages, and limit medical device makers' ability to import critical parts. NewsNation's Hena Kooiman is here. Hi, Anna. Do we know exactly how these tariffs will impact price and availability?
Look, I think people who take a lot of medications, or maybe their child does, or their parents or grandparents do, are really concerned about this. But also, I think the complete scope of the impact of the U.S. tariffs on imported drugs from China, Canada, and Mexico is likely going to take some time to take shape. But according to a new survey done by Black Book Market Research, about 70% of the experts that they talked to forecast drug costs will rise at least 10%. NewsNation speaking with one expert who says price and future drug availability is difficult to predict because we're waiting to see how long this will go and how hard the other nations are going to be retaliating.
A lot of the common drugs that Americans take, your cholesterol lowering drugs, your blood thinners, your antibiotics, a lot of these drugs, a lot of their active pharmaceutical ingredients are made in China. They're made in Canada. You are going to see potentially price issues in terms of price increases and maybe potentially shortages of those generic drugs in the U.S.
So about 90% of the drugs that we as Americans consume are generic, and those types of drugs could be impacted by these new U.S. tariffs the most. Why generic brands? Well, it's estimated that 50% of these generic medications that Americans take are partially, at least partially, manufactured overseas. So that includes common drugs like Z-Pak as an antibiotic, anticoagulants such as Kooiman, and atorvastatin, which is used to lower high cholesterol. Also cancer drugs, too. And as the possible picture becomes even more clear, we're starting to hear from some of these drug companies on how they may respond to the tariffs. Look at this. The CEO of Pfizer signaling the potential of moving their operations here to the United States, saying we will try to mitigate by transferring from manufacturing sites outside to manufacturing sites here, meaning sites here within the United States. So we could see these tariffs prompt a real shift in how and where these drugs are produced, Hena, which is exactly what Donald Trump is trying to do with this.
I was just thinking that, bringing it back to the U.S. How long could this take for Americans to feel the real impact when it comes to their wallets?
Well, the expert that we spoke to says that you don't really need to panic right now anyway. Talk to your physician because there's likely a 12 to 18-month stockpile of a lot of the medications that you and your family take. So there shouldn't be a real immediate issue with those. It's not like prices are going to skyrocket or you won't be able to get your hands on them tomorrow. At this point, so many variables, though, for us to watch as these tariff wars continue to play out.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.